Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome back to the Canadian Adventure Seekers. I'm Brad, and today we're going to be working on a project that I've been procrastinating for a number of months, actually. I broke TL's winch line a number of months ago, just moving some logs and trunks from around the property, and she snapped, as you can see here, and so I had to get a brand new one, and we're going to be replacing this one with a synthetic string. So we got a 1/4 inch 50-foot line here, and its breaking point is around 7,700 pounds or 3.85 tons, which this will be more than sufficient to do the job that we get ourselves in, because I mean we have CFmoto 600s, and they're the touring models, so we don't really do a lot of mudding. We don't get ourselves in those predictable situations where we need to pull ourselves out. So anyways, we can't wait for this. The weather's getting colder, and we're going to need this winch line in the winter just because we will get ourselves stuck in some of the amount of snow that comes here. So off we do. Now, just with that being said, just looking at this, there's a number of things I'm going to have to do. Number one, the bumper here, the steel bumper that's hooked up here with Allen wrenches, and then we have some bolts here. So we got 13 millimeters here, and we have 5 millimeter Allen keys to take that off. And this whole piece, I believe, all has to come off in order to get to the winch line, and then we'll unspool it, and I believe there's a torque wrench that has to be unscrewed from what I've seen on other YouTube channels, and so we'll see how this goes. So come along with us and experience Brad working on an ATV. Remember, I am not a handy guy, so what can go wrong probably will go wrong for me. So under the comments, please be nice. Set that aside. So these are 5 millimeter. So I need to take these off. I'm going to turn these upside down so I can just put all the pieces up there. Okay, so we have our 13 mil socket and extension in order to get to this piece. Okay, we're gonna push this off to the side, and let's just okay, so that's off, and that's one piece of the, I'm gonna get my fingers in there. Okay, so that all just comes right off nicely. Perfect. So let's set this over here. Okay, so just gotta find the pieces now. Oh, that one's on there. This one's there. Just don't want to lose anything. And that's there, and that's there. So let's push this over here. That and that. Okay, so we have to unspool this. So let's just unconnect that. And this, without wrecking any of our fingers. I wear gloves, guys, all the time. Just so my hands don't get wrecked, or there's all sorts of little wires sticking out on this thing. I mean, look at how rusty the cable is now. This cable's been in here for well over 3 years, so you know it's a good time to change it. And I've always wanted to change it to a synthetic line. So we're coming right to the end here. So this is where you have to put it in, and I assume if I spin this around, you'll be able to see the torque wrench I have to, or the screw that I have to unscrew here. So let's spin that around and see what happens. All right, so let's take a look here. I can turn it around. Maybe I'll have to turn it on, and there you go, the free spool's not going to work for me. I can't get my hand in there. So I'm probably going to have to get the keys and turn it on and see what happens. All right, so we got the keys. Let's see if we can turn this without having to turn the bike on. Let me be in. A little bit more. Oh, there's the, okay. That torque screw is really small, and it's right there. So I had to just send it around, and just in order to reach that. So let's see if I can get this cable out now. So this was an adventure to get to, because I needed to use an Allen key. I thought it was a Torx, but it's not. And then just to get it into this little spot here, I had to use the magnet. And then I had to, once this was in place, I had to get this little wrench so I can turn it, and then use this for leverage to get it to turn counterclockwise. So that was an adventure. She's loose now, so I'm hoping now if I just put this on free spindle again, it should slide right out, which it just did. So there it is. That is going to be fun to try getting back into position though. So anyways, we managed to get this off. So that's now garbage. So let's go and open up the new one. So as mentioned, this is a 1/4 inch, 50 feet long. So, and it's 7,700 pounds before it snaps. And we got this from Canadian Tire. So, and looks like I'll have to do, so there's this little piece here. This is a piece that I'm going to have to slide in the hole that's designed for it. Hopefully that slides in because there's not a lot of room to get in there. Then we'll have to tighten up the Allen key. So it looks like a nice line though. Yeah, we'll have to see what that is. That must be where the first 10 feet comes in when you're spooling it in. Alright, let's throw this out and see what happens. Alright, so I got my old one out. So it looks like we just got a little pin there, pull that out, and then that will attach to the steel ring in here. And then I also have the bumper. Here, let me grab the bumper, and have a bumper on this one. So we'll just, again, Allen keys, we'll just unscrew that and attach it to the new one. So that looks pretty simple. So we'll just get the line in first before we do anything. Okay, so we got that in. Let's just roll this out. Well, like I said, I'm no mechanic, but this here has to come off. I can't get my hands in to work with the line, and it is so tight in there. So I'm gonna have to take this bar off, this plate. It just seems like a project and a half here just to get to anything. I mean, I love these titanium plates, but man, when you're trying to work on a machine, it's just an extra step of big headache in order to get in there. All right, so, and I can't spin the spool around. Like I said, it gets taped, but not taped hard, tight enough to get that in. And you don't want it loose, but my God, what a pain in the butt. Okay, put her in. Okay. Okay. Perfect. Well, that was a chore and a half. Had to get TL out here to help me sleeve it through the spindle, and then we just reeled it in with a little bit of pressure on it. But that was a project, so I'm going to get this all back together and put a bumper on and the hook on, and she should be ready to go. All right, we almost got this done. Okay, give that a good. Okay, that's good and tight. Those are good and tight. There. All right. So now we just gotta get that in place and put the bumper back on. To put in. So let's just get these screwed in to hold it in place. Okay. So And trust me, I don't tighten anything until everything's in its rightful spot, because I've had to take things apart so often because I failed to do that. Okay, so that's just sort of hand tight right now. We have to get the Allen keys to wherever those are. And I think I put everything away. Let's see if this key works. Oh yeah. Is that 5 mil? Beautiful. Get this all tightened up. We're almost back in business. There's that. Now let's tighten this. All right, that was a job and a half. So now I just have to put the hook back on, and then we have the bumper. So we'll get that in place right now. Okay, so that's not going to come off. So that's solid, and we'll get that bumper. We just need some more Allen keys. Just got to figure out which one, and then we'll put the casing back on.
Try not to knock it out when you spin it.
So I need to spread these right apart. Okay, so that's now locked in. I like to fix that a little better. See if I can twist them more. My channel locks here. There. I'll fix that side too. There, that ain't coming off now. Perfect. So we have the bumper that has to go on. And I'm sure I got an Allen key that's going to fit that. That's a little too big. Okay, so this, as you can see, it's got Allen keys and it's got a little nut on the end, so just got to loosen this. And then when it goes on, I'll have to tighten it up again. These bumpers are really good, especially when you're bringing in your winch line. You can't see where it ends, so it's nice to have, and it just feeds through the line. So we'll get this loosened up and slid in. All right, we got the bumper on. We have the bumper on, ready to go. We have the latch. So Tail's going to pull in the rest of the way. Yeah. And slow down, slow. Okay, a little bit, little bit, little bit, little bit. And one more, there. One more, top. Perfect. And there it is. Success. Woo. That took a lot of time. We couldn't get the line into the spindle, so, and this is the last piece. So that was a bit of a challenge. A job that honestly should have took less than 30 minutes ended up taking a lot longer, mainly because I had trouble getting the line into the spindle. And it's a 1/4 inch line. You wouldn't think it'd be that difficult, but it's almost like you have to, it's like 1/8 of a hole, and it's very small. So I had to call TL. TL managed to get it through. She has more patience than I do. But anyways, it puts us back into business with the ATV, because we usually use hers to do physical work around the area, such as pulling logs and moving trees and that type of stuff. So, but yeah, it was a bit of a challenge. Anyways, thank you for watching. Hope this was informative. If you like this video, please subscribe and hit that like button. We found out that 91% of those that watch our videos are not subscribers, so it'd be great if we can convert you guys over to subscribers. A lot of what I learned from in terms of doing projects around the cabin, I mean, I'm not that guy, I'm not mechanically inclined. I do look for constructive criticism. People that have done this and have other ways of doing things and doing things better, I look forward to those comments. Any hate comments, please keep those to yourself, because we're just learning as we're going, and there's no room for hate here. So anyways, please like that. We thank you, and we'll see you guys in our next video.